One of my biggest pet peeves about Tesla in general is the Tesla enthusiasts who go around and say that Elon Musk created Tesla Motors, that he was the founder, and that's totally not true. I've known this for quite some time, but I never really said anything about it because I figured that people they truly knew that he didn't create it, but they just kind of wanted to make it to where he was the founder just because it was easier, and right now he is the head guy there. But it bothers me to see or hear Tesla enthusiasts talking about this even as much as, say, like even a month or so ago. Just hearing people say Elon Musk, the founder of this company, the man who created this company, and I'm like, no, he didn't create the company. Come on. More than anything, Elon is kind of like, he's like Scully and Gates wrapped in one, you know? He's like, because Scully was responsible for ousting Steve Jobs from the board, or from his company. He got together with a board, and Elon Musk did the exact same thing to Eberhard and Tarpening. Yeah, it's important for people to get their facts straight. It's not me trying to vilify Elon Musk, because I don't think that he deserves to be vilified. I think ultimately he wants Tesla to succeed. Obviously, I mean, he wouldn't put his own money into it if he didn't so strongly believe in the vision. But for people to go around and just constantly label him as the man behind the man, that's not gonna work. He's nothing more than the Jesus Christ, he's the personal Jesus for Tesla, you know? He was their own personal Jesus, but then at the same time, he ended up being their own personal Judas. It just drives me nuts that people who seem to do a lot of their homework when it comes to Tesla gloss over this fact that everyone should know. But now you know. It's me crazy when the navigation doesn't work properly. For days now, I've been looking at the real-time traffic on the navigation, and it's been telling me that the roads are clear. However, they're not. I'm sitting in traffic right now as we speak. I know for a fact it's not just my vehicle, because I've been watching on the Model X Owners Club, and people are on there complaining about the real-time traffic not showing them the real deal and what's going on. Pet peeve number 3 is the vampire drain. It's ridiculous. It drives me nuts that when you charge your vehicle up to a certain point and it tells you you've got, for example, 227 miles of range, you don't really have that, partially due to vampire drain. There's got to be something that they can do to get a grip on this and slow it down a little bit, because in the summertime, vampire drain is typically like if you charge a car up and you leave it sitting, like let's say you charge it to 90%, you leave it sitting, you have a vampire drain of roughly between 7 and 10 miles per day. In the winter, that vampire drain can be anywhere from 18 to 25 miles. And that's pretty significant, you know? Your car's just sitting, and all of a sudden, you know, you let it sit for a couple days, and maybe you might have 50 miles of range on it, and you come back and you have nothing. As a matter of fact, there's some popular YouTube personality who did a video about that happening to him. I think he had about 40 miles of range, if I remember correctly, and then they were gone for about 48 hours, came back, and the car was completely dead, and they had to jump it off and all that. Oh, I'm glad I never went through that with my experience, but would have to be the misleading information about the resale value of these vehicles. We pay a lot of money for these vehicles, and it is pretty disheartening to find out that they aren't truly worth what Tesla says they're worth. And when push comes to shove and you want to like trade in your vehicle or perhaps sell it and you look into it, Tesla will actually come back to you and tell you that your vehicle is not worth what they were telling you it would be worth in the beginning. That is a huge pet peeve of mine. Another pet peeve I have is about the Tesla owners dropping the Supercharger cables and just leaving them on the ground. Stop doing this. It's so irritating. I mean, really, quit doing it, because you look like assholes when you do that. I'm sorry, but I've never had one. I've never put one back and just watched it fall to the ground and then driven away. Some people are just really rude about that. Now, I've seen some situations where people will do that, and it's kind of their way of letting people know that the charger is no longer active. And with that being said, if you're doing it for that reason, I just think there are better ways to let people know that the Supercharger is out of service. So maybe put a sign on it or something. That would be the best thing to do. And actually, I need to take my own advice, because I have yet to do that. Typically, I will get out of the car and tell people, other Tesla owners, that, hey, the Supercharger's not working, which leads to my next pet peeve. Tesla owners who think they are too good to roll down their window to speak to me when I'm trying to help them. Okay? Frunk you. Really, get over yourselves, man. I really cannot. I am just so over the racist BS. I know that it's never going to go away, and right now it seems like it's at an all-time high, but good God, if I am getting out of a Tesla to talk to another Tesla owner and they are scared of me, what do you think I'm going to do? You think I'm going to carjack you? Get over yourselves. Really? Go frunk yourselves. I mean, that's all I can say about that. God, that's irritating me for a while. I've actually done videos about it and didn't post it, but while I'm sitting here listing my pet peeves of Tesla ownership and things about the world of Tesla, I figured I might as well go on and let it out here. Man, people, life is too short, you know? I mean, I get out of a car that you are driving and you think I'm going to hurt you? Really? Get help. Get help. I want to remind you guys that you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, in that order, actually, as well as following me here on YouTube, which I greatly appreciate.